6 Baltimore cops charged in the death of Freddie Gray. But this will be far from solving the core issues at hand, not only in a city that's been discarded, but all across America. Religion, a hot-button topic. Thanks to the legalization of a certain smokable herb, we have a new definition of what it means to be addicted to godly worship. And the weekend's finally here to revel in, enjoy the snide remarks, quick comments, battles amongst those who would be gods. But there are no politicians here, thank goodness. I'm Ed Berliner. Pick up your hammer, prepare a full shaft of arrows, stay calm for at least the next 60 minutes. Avengers assemble. This is MidPoint.
Why do you want to establish this church?
Thank you. Because there's a need for a new religion. People are burned out on the old doctrine. They offer guilt. They offer sin. Come on, we offer no judgment whatsoever. We're based on love, compassion, and health.
America was founded on religious beliefs and remains to this day a nation that, at its core, has faith of some kind to back us up and seek to make our daily lives better. So when I say the word religion, guaranteed most of you are thinking Christian, Catholic, Jewish, Presbyterian, Methodist, Muslim, the faiths we talk about every single day. But religion in America is changing. And thanks to lawmakers in Indiana who recently announced passage of the Religious Freedom Restoration Act, we've got something here no one ever expected. Would you believe the First Church of Cannabis? Our guest is the Grand Poobah and Minister of Love, founder of the First Church of Cannabis, Bill Levin. Welcome into MidPoint. Bill, good to talk to you again.
Thank you, Ed. I love you for having me on. I hope everything's good in sunny Florida.
It is excellent, but should I call you Father, Monsignor? I mean, how should I properly relate to you then now?
Bill.
I just wanted to check, Bill, because I'm not sure if you're the head of a church. I wanted to get it right.
We're not going to have all the heavy doctrine and all the formal attire and all that. We're going to be a little more earthy than that.
Is it fair to say, I mean, as I said in the intro here, religion's changing in America. Everybody is finding different faiths, different ways to believe, different ways to practice the religion. But whether it's the Church of Cannabis or anything else, isn't it all just about, at the end of the day, just a worship of God? Or in your case, is it a worship of something else?
It's a worship of love. I'm not pretentious enough to try to define what God is. Love is the greatest power we have on this planet. And if we use it correctly, we can achieve everything. So we're basing it on love, compassion, and good health. When they wrote the old religions, they were lost in the desert for 40 years without a GPS. Okay? Our crew now who is living in the world can't relate to that. We need a new religion based on an old foundation called love. And we created it with 12 suggested pathways, not 10 commandments, to help people focus on their daily life and to bring forth a better planet for us all to live in.
Okay, now I'll get to the 12 in just a minute, but let's look at it from one side here, because you and I both know that there are going to be people watching this interview who are very deep believers in whatever religion that they believe in, and they all have a God that they worship. They're going to look at you, Bill, and they're going to say, come on, you're a bunch of stoners sitting out in the middle of nowhere who are really just looking to go ahead and take advantage of laws, like in Indiana, and get stoned 24 hours a day. How do you answer back those people, because you know they're there?
As humans, we have an endocannabinol system within our body, just like a nervous system.
Explain endocannabinol, because the people will not get what you're saying.
It's like a nervous system within our body that requires our body to be kept in pace, to regulate things. If it gets affected through the poisonous foods we eat, the beverages that we drink, it gets out of whack. And there's only one plant on this planet that has the CBDs, the CBNs, the thing that our body requires. Like my dog never went to college, but when he gets a stomach ache, he goes across the yard, past certain blades of grass to a certain blade of grass, and he eats it, and he throws up, he feels better, and he comes over and licks me, and you go, no, don't do that.
But what about, again, because, and I get where you're coming from here, but what about the people, though, who say that you're just taking advantage of the Indiana law here, and Indiana's going to say that we never meant it to belong, or basically let this happen? They're going to say that you're just doing it just to get stoned. You're really not, it's not a religion whatsoever.
It's about health. It's
okay,
about
but then it's a way of life more than it is a religion, correct?
Yeah, there's millions of religious smokers out there. Ask them; they'll tell you what 420 means. It's a religion based on love, and we celebrate the cannabis plant because it gives us so much. And there's no reason we should be in the closet about it. We should be out celebrating it. We should be out getting cancer patients cannabis oil. We should get it to MS patients. We should have a pint of cannabis oil in every medicine cabinet in the world.
Isn't that the bigger thing, though, Bill? Because when we talk about cannabis, when we talk about marijuana, really, if you talk about the medicinal qualities of it, isn't that the most important thing other than just using it as a recreational drug? Because there's some real benefit to people who may not want to smoke marijuana.
It's not about smoking marijuana. It's about getting a better quality of life to patients who need it. The first place we want to open up is in hospitals, so patients can get relief from their chemotherapy. They can get cancer oil treatments. It's insane to watch people suffer and die.
Have you ever had anybody that you've known personally who suffered and died who could have done well with medical marijuana?
Yes, I lost one yesterday.
Really?
Otto the comedian. He passed on yesterday. And he was a damn good man. And he could have been saved if he had cannabis oil. We had another friend who's an alcoholic who we lost last week. If he went into cannabis oil therapy, he would have survived. Otto would have survived. I'm sorry.
What would you say to those people who say that medical marijuana or not, simply we need to make it illegal and it doesn't have any place in America because all it is a drug to get stoned?
It's voluntary ignorance, and the voluntary ignorant need to be educated.
So since you went and formed this religion, I understand you've gotten some donations. You're getting Facebook fans.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, are you going to have an actual church? Are you going to hold services? How's this going to work?
We're going to have, well, let's talk about what a church service is.
I got about 90 seconds. Go ahead.
Yes, we're going to have services. We're going to have them July 1st at 12:01 after the law goes into effect here. And yes, we will be celebrating the cannabis plant directly. Our services will be 35 minutes long with a good 30 minutes of music right before it, just to get people up and going. I want people to leap in the air, and I want them to feel faithful and happy and spiritual when they leave. Not mopey and, oh, we got to go get dinner. I want them to feel fulfilled, like the first time they saw Tommy Rock out and they ran out in the parking lot and everybody jumped in the air because they actually felt it in their heart.
By the way, I do want to point out, I got a minute left, you do have, instead of the 10 Commandments, you did mention the deity dozen, some of which I cannot use here on television, some I can. For instance, treat your body as a temple, never start a fight, only finish them. And here's the one, Bill, where I think you may have the rest of the nation, you may be ahead of the curve. Do not be a troll on the internet, respect others without name-calling and being vulgarly aggressive. You better be careful, you're starting to make some common sense here, Bill.
It's part of our daily lives now. Again, when they wrote the original books, it had nothing to do with what we're living today. And unfortunately, there are some very crude, crass people out there who hide behind keyboards. And we're a civil world, and if we're allowed to be civil to each other, we will.
Out of curiosity, Bill, I only got 30 seconds left. I hope you don't mind my asking, are you stoned right now?
No.
Okay. I was just curious, because if it's the Church of Cannabis, I didn't know if you imbibed during the day. I just wanted to find out how it works.
Well, what time is it?
Actually, let's see. It's a little bit about 4 o'clock Eastern time. Does this mean that instead of cocktail hour, it's going to be stoking hour any moment now?
Well, 420 is a national.
I knew you were guy. Why did I know you were going to go to 420?
Is that why you're giving me a break here?
Don't worry about it. Hey, look, I just set him up. You just knock him down. You did it perfectly there. Bill, I want to thank you for being with us here. Look, I mean, good luck what you're doing. If you're looking to change people's minds and at least make it a healthier and a calmer nation, God love you, my friend. Take care.
Thank you. I love you.
All right, Bill. Bill Levin, First Church of Cannabis. Breaking back right here on MidPoint. will turn from a religion where peace and love is based to one where it's all about money.